Fast aerials are by far the most important mechanic in Rocket League. Every pro player will tell you this, and yet it's still one of the most misunderstood mechanics in 2024. Today, we're going to be breaking down the most common mistakes that players make when it comes to fast aerials. Rocket League can be extremely complicated and downright daunting to learn. My goal is to make it as simple as possible, so if you want any targeted tips or tutorials on different mechanics, be sure to check out the 60-second tip series that I have on my channel. With that, let's go into today's video. Right, so firstly, we're going to cover the most common mistakes players make when it comes to fast aerials. And I'm going to keep the video really short because they're actually so easy to correct. So, let me show you the obvious wrong way to do fast aerials. Anyone who has watched any sort of videos or tutorials on YouTube or tried to learn them for any amount of time will know that this is the wrong way. So, the wrong way to do fast aerials is this: double jump, pull back, start boosting. Obviously, this is the wrong way to do fast aerials, so instead, what a lot of players are told to do is this: boost, jump, pull back, jump, pull back. Whilst this looks like a fast aerial, it's actually a mistake. And I can tell you why by asking you two simple questions. Why do you boost during a fast aerial? Now, the obvious answer you might be thinking is that you boost to go faster, right? Boost plus car equals fast. But let me ask you the follow-up question. In what direction does boost make you go faster? I know you might be thinking in the direction my car's going, obviously, but if you see where I'm going, that's just it. If you do fast aerials the way a lot of players do, where you tilt your car back, jump, and then finish tilting back, the actual thrust from your boost isn't pushing you straight up into the air until the very end of your aerial, and that's literally it. That is the reason so many players struggle with this mechanic. So, let me show you the correct way you want to be doing fast aerials. Instead of jumping, tilting back, and finishing the aerial, what you want to be doing is this: holding boost when you jump, or whilst you're pressing the jump button, then maxing out your first jump, which we'll talk about in a minute, whilst tilting your car back until it's nearly vertical, and then you're using your second jump. If you fast aerial this way, it'll straight up get you to the ceiling faster than any other way of doing it. Now, let's backtrack a little to maxing out your first jump. What maxing out your first jump is where you hold your jump button rather than just pressing it. Because if you didn't know, holding your jump button actually increases your jump height. This is key to successful fast aerials because it allows you to have time to tilt your car back vertically, plus you gain more height at a faster rate. So, to recap, the order of inputs should be as follows. Start boosting before you jump so you can hold it the entire aerial. Then, jump and tilt your car back at the same time, as quickly as possible whilst holding boost still. If you're struggling with this, then a good tip I learned from Spooky Luke is to actually start holding back on your analog stick before you jump. That way, when you jump, the tilt back is instant as soon as you leave the ground. Next and finally is to only use your second jump once your car is vertical. Trust me, if you do fast aerials this way, you can literally put them side by side with any other method and you'll reach the ceiling faster every time. Right, now that we've covered the common mistakes that players make and the correct method to doing fast aerials, I suppose you might be wondering what the best way to learn fast aerials actually is. Well, in my experience, it isn't to spend hours in training packs, and it's definitely not to practice in actual matches. There's a technique which not many players know about that allows you to master your mechanics within a few days. What this technique to learning new mechanics actually is slow motion gameplay in free play. More specifically, slow motion training sessions in between actual matches. Slowing your game speed down is by far one of the fastest ways to improve and learn new mechanics. I know, right? Slower game speed equals faster improvement. To slow your game speed down, simply go into the gameplay settings menu and move the slider to whatever you would like. Trust me, So many players haven't caught on to this yet, even though players like Dark, Zen, and many pro and ex-pro content creators are using this in videos and streams. Now, I'm still quite new to this technique, so I'm not going to say that my way is the best way. It's not. However, the best way that I've found that works for me is to spend small sessions in between games, no more than 10 minutes. For example, when switching from 3s to 2s, and when I first get on as well.